Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Peace, love, and positivity to you. My name is Sohum, and today I'll be reacting to some of Madonna's deeper cuts. These are tracks that do not appear on any of Madonna's regular albums, which likely makes them a lot less popular, but doesn't change anything about their quality or how much we'll end up enjoying them. That's kind of one of the reasons I love to listen to some of the deeper cuts that are, or just lesser explored releases, because oftentimes you'll find these more experimental tracks or just diamonds in the rough that for whatever reason the sands of time neglected, but you listen to it and come to find out you actually love it. It's a version of going musical thrifting, but we've got 3 deep cuts to check out today. Super excited to do it. And in fact, the last song, Be Careful With Me, has a fellow artist, Ricky Martin, on there. And I have always been aware of Ricky Martin, but this is actually my first time ever listening and reacting to Ricky. So I'm excited for a great number of reasons today. But before we jump into this, a huge thank you goes to Karsten for making this Madonna request and, of course, bringing more of her work to the channel. Now, my friends, let's jump into it. Time stood still.
Despair, regret, and tenderness is what I feel for you.
Already down for this melody and chord progression.
From the very start.
Some xylophone, shaker, harmonic minor melody.
You read my mind, you made me cry, time stood still. And now I know the reasons why time stood still.
Chord progression is fire. Oh my god. Sounds heavenly on this. It's like the way that her vocals are mixed into this song, she is basically the atmosphere.
A flame becomes a fading light that burns inside my heart.
What a relaxing energy to this. Section is so uplifting. Listen to the way, we'll repeat that part here. Listen to the way that her melody climbs. She rises in pitch, and it very slightly thins out her voice, but it doesn't matter because all of the strings that are behind her are supporting her ascent and then come over the top after after Madonna delivers the line. It's just the perfect way to incorporate strings into vocals. So the rising effect, they're right behind her. Her voice gets higher, they get higher. Oh, it's like a tidal wave washing over you. Why was this not on an album? This is too good. How satisfying is that? I feel so happy right now listening to this. Beautiful through and through. My brain is like, I need to play a guitar solo to this melody. My next mistake. I just love that lyric. Every time I've heard a lyric like that, it just, I don't know why it hits. God. Honestly, dude, that is the kind of song that belongs in a movie. It is so lush, beautiful melody. Love the pairing of her voice and the strings. That is like, if I were to choose only two elements from all that I heard today in this song, it would be those two easily. I think it would be 99% of the populations if you were to ask them that same question. Um, I, I've heard so many love songs, and I like the songs that kind of very specifically touch on moments in the very complicated trajectory of a relationship, either at its start, middle, or end. And this one seems to be like kind of like perspective. We may have this relationship. I don't know if you'll be my next mistake or not. And time is standing still in this moment. It's almost like a moment of deliberation where you very consciously know that your life could change in ways that you would never be able to predict, for better or for worse, because only you know yourself. But whenever you enter a romantic relationship, well, there's somebody else to throw different things your way, to challenge you, to inspire you, to anger you, to all of that stuff, right? And in the moment before all of that happens, that's the crossroads, time standing still. And I also like it from a more like amorous, romantic perspective of like, I am so mesmerized by your beauty. There's something in your eye that just draws me in. It doesn't just have to be physical, it can be intellectual or an emotional connection. Like, shout out to all the sapiosexuals out there. I feel like, maybe that doesn't get spoken about enough, but any modality of connection can sort of keep you in the present moment for as long as that present moment lasts, which is a version of time standing still because you are in it, you are experiencing that bubble, and sometimes you are very aware that you're in that bubble, and the moment it pops, you are thrust back into reality, and all of a sudden you realize, man, I spent 4 hours talking to this person. Where did the time go? I had no idea. And you can have a sort of discontinuous jump effect, and therefore a different relationship with time. And for me, like, there's a lot of ways in which I perceive time that may be different to you guys, but one example is like, if I'm at home one day and I just don't leave the house for whatever reason, that day will still feel like 72 hours to me. And honestly, because I do so much every single day, every day feels like, oh man, that was a trek, that was a journey. And I usually love every bit of it, and I take my rest and relaxation when I'll need to, but time works for me a lot slower. If I asked my girlfriend, like, how long did that movie feel to you? She will say 30 minutes, and I will say that was like 7 hours. Anyways, this was an awesome song. I love the melody, love the lushness. Would definitely listen to it again. Let's check out the next track. This one is Has to Be. I got some lyrics for this one. Thank you, Spotify. Not sponsored, by the way. Probably never will be. That is a crazy company. Wow. You know what this randomly reminds me of is those aerial aerial pictures or videos of certain bodies of water that have like bioluminescent organisms in there, and they kind of fly overhead with their drone, and below are these glowing lights that kind of spawn in and out. Imagine each of those notes is like a different bioluminescent organism. I can see it.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Oh, this is like a meditative sort of track.
Say a little prayer. How the gods above could be so unfair.
Kind of puts you into a trance.
Know that someone out there
Oh, wow, did you hear the effect over the top?
for me.
This feels so like aquatic.
There must be someone out there.
There's this kind of like low, hollow sound that feels like you're submerged at the bottom of the ocean. Either you're in your suit with your oxygen tank, or you're actually in the submarine itself.
For me.
Like that.
There must be
Right there.
someone out there that just has to be.
Right there again. It's a very different track than what I'm used to. This is actually even more cinematic than Time Stood Still. But it activates a different emotion in me. This is more of like a surreal feeling, more of an awe-inspiring feeling.
There like a fool. You graduated from a different kind of school.
It's funny because like the patterns in these kind of glowing notes, they are consistent, but they're slightly off from one another. So I think if you like had this, if you're listening to this with headphones, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But they're spawning in different places in your headphones. So there's like a very spatial component to like enjoying the sort of soundscape that's being created here. And they're also, again, happening offbeat from one another. So it's a version of an echo that you're able to very quickly hear. It's like you blink from one headphone into the next. The moment this note is played, like a millisecond after you hear that same note here. It's like almost a perfect echo with no sound loss. So I don't know if it's an exact transposition and just copying one pattern from one headphone over into the next, and with that slight delay, or if it's a more complicated rhythm, because both are different. I'll listen more carefully. It's hard. There's like three things I think happening.
There must be someone out there that just has to be. I know there's someone out there waiting for me. There must be someone out there that just has to be.
is a different song, that's for sure. I feel like I would love to hear a song like this, like at a meditation center.
I should be glad that I'm alive.
Wow, this is the first moment that the blips are gone. It just like slowly works into your body. Very beautiful.
Know there's someone out there waiting for me. There must be someone out there that just has to be. I know there's someone out there waiting for me. There must be someone out there that just has to
Oh, that's so unique. Wow, what a scale there. What was that? Almost like Hirajoshi. Like, it's very clear that, like, Madonna draws so much influence from different parts of the world. Like, towards the end there, I was thinking, like, East Asian, South Asian, uh, those kind of movements and melody you will hear. Like in Indian music, they'll call like old timey songs ragas. And if you ever just like look up ragas online, you'll hear some of the craziest back and forth vocals uh, along these different scale degrees. They don't really rely on the Ionian scale, like is so very common in the West. And Madonna is always just the person to like draw from other places and build the bridges, and you hear it in the music. It's such a fun like surprise whenever you notice those little things. Um, Feels like fun little Easter eggs that you get to pick up on each listen. As I was listening to this, like definitely the imagery of being underwater, whether you're in a submarine or looking around in the blue, dark ocean, it's an expanse, right? And this kind of nautical feel comes over me, which is a weird thing to say about a song, I recognize, but definitely that's the soundscape of, that's being produced. I wonder what she was thinking when writing a track like this has to be, like what she's kind of like conveying in her own life. Because in general, like the idea of someone else being out there, this kind of mystical idea, it's almost like magic in the sense of that there's someone for you. There just simply has to be. And you don't know where they're going to pop up from. It's a weird environment that you're in, but you know that it's for you. So maybe the overall idea behind using this like underwater soundscape is to just put us into unfamiliar territory, but somehow we've come to the conclusion that this is the place that we need to be. We need to explore a little bit more for our own betterment. Um, but I think out of the two songs we've heard so far, I would probably listen to Time Stood Still more just because the melody was more attainable for me. I feel like I can loop that song just a little bit more than Has to Be. Has to Be, I feel like I want to listen again just to figure out like where am I visualizing exactly? Have I somehow been here before? Because this is a very, very niche point about me, but um, sometimes, like when I recall a song that I've listened to, I will not only remember the song, but I will remember the place that I visualized when I first heard the song. So it's like there is this sort of environment that I like populated in my brain, and then like when you load into a map of Call of Duty, for example, it's like when I play that song and I replay that map, I spawn that map back into my imagination, and it's a version of like, oh, I'm traversing this new land, even though like I'm just right here at my desk. That being said, I feel like that probably this song has to be the perfect song to listen to when you are, deep sea ocean diving. Is that what they call it? Deep sea? No, I think that's an AI thing. Anyways, let's jump into the last track here. This is the one featuring Ricky Martin, titled "Be Careful." Remember, guys, this is my first time ever hearing Ricky Martin.
Be careful with my heart, you could break it.
Oh, wow.
Don't take my love for granted. Things could change.
This acoustic melody, it's just gonna loop forever. I can already tell.
I play the fool and you'll agree. I'll never be the same without you here with me.
Whoa. The layering in this already. Whoa. That felt really good. I want to hear that sequence again. He has like this kind of like almost husky voice that dissipates. It's like airy at the end. But on top of Madonna's voice, wow, she is this smooth operator. It's like multiple voices inside your brain competing for your attention. That's a fun melody, or rhythm.
Don't take my love for granted. Things could change. Sometimes I go insane. I play the fool.
So there's this like kind of cloud of notes above that create this like thick melodic texture above the actual movement in the melody, which shows up as the doom ba-doom ba-doom doom doom doo 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 doo. That's actually where most of the movement is happening in the instrumentation. The chords above, they sit tight. They hold that atmosphere together. It's like a glue, and then Madonna sings above that place.
Sometimes I go insane. I play the fool and you'll
Bright keys now also accompanying Madonna.
be the same without you here with me.
Oh, that is beautiful. I think that means please be careful with my heart.
If I could reach out
Oh wow,
to
that is a different section.
take your head in my hand.
I love the consistency in the beat though. It's been this way throughout.
Kiss your eyes, sing you to sleep.
Beautiful. Oh,
Here's my heart this time to keep.
Here's my heart to keep.
so beautiful. I don't even know what style you would call this. I love it. We need more Madonna deep cuts, ladies and gentlemen. These were so fun to listen to. I think my favorites very clearly were Be Careful and Time Stood Still. Just the melody alone seals the deal for me, but super lush, rich harmonies where they present themselves. The layering in this song specifically with Ricky and Madonna, just finding ways to almost like phase through each other. I like that his vocal quality is like his timbre of his voice is different from Madonna's, because in this song Madonna takes a very relaxed but ballady kind of approach, and Ricky, he's like occasionally doing these kind of breathier notes, then entering a bit of rasp. And when I say a bit, I really mean a bit here, because he got very quiet and low towards the end, but it was like he was groveling in that lower frequency range, which I actually loved. I don't know how often he sings in the lower range, because it seems like he's more of a, I think he's right above a baritone. I think he's probably more of a tenor naturally, but to hear him go that low with Madonna there, I think that was a really lovely pairing. And I love that that song, Be Careful, like presented a groove and a melody very early on that we really didn't veer too far away from. But the thing is, if you like it at the beginning, you'll love it by the end because of the emotional intensity that's being built with each verse, chorus. Just, I feel like certain songs through repetition can bring you to that point where you just end up loving it even more than you thought you would have by the beginning. It's a version of a slow burn, but you already like it at the outset, and the burn that happens is more of, again, the repetition rather than anything changing fundamentally about the chord progression or the melody itself. I think if I had to give the nudge to either Time Stood Still or Be Careful, it would probably be Careful, but like Ask Me Tomorrow, and I'll probably say Time Stood Still. Both of those songs to me are just phenomenal and definitely deserve more play. I'm not sure what's going on with these songs not being put on albums, but I love them. And the second track has to be definitely, I don't think it was my favorite, but it was a lot of fun to listen to and kind of unpack what was going on there musically and in terms of style. And then by the end, as I started to get it more, I actually ended up liking it more. So that song won me over by the end, whereas the first track kind of had me immediately. The third track had me immediately and built to a climactic place by the end. Very trance-like, very warming, and in that third song specifically, a lot of that Latin pop flair that we actually know Madonna for within her own work, but it's nice that she comes together with another superstar in Ricky Martin to really, drive that message home. I can imagine just how popular a song like this would be when you're bridging two different fandoms and universes together. But again, it is a deep cut, so let me know if these songs ever crossed your radars before and what you think of them in the comment section down below. But this is a really fun reaction for me. But as always, I would love to check out more Madonna. So if you are interested in making a reaction request yourself, you can do so by using the first link down below. But thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.